What's up, voiceover actors? In this video, I'm going to give you 4 tips on how to stay cool in the booth, or wherever your recording space is, if you have to be in there for a while, whether for auditions or for a session. Most of these will be quiet, and one may be a bit silly, but you do what you gotta do, right? This whole topic came about because of our VO Mentorship. And side note, Heidi and I have been loving the VO Mentorship that we launched in January. And one of the best parts is the chat feature. Heidi and I are in there all the time answering questions as often as we're able to, along with some of the other great team members like John and Adelio. You can ask questions, upload auditions for review or feedback, share your accountability goals, and more. I'll put a link to that in the notes if you want to join up. But one recent topic was staying cool in your voiceover booth. They showed up with a recommendation, so we wanted to pass it on to you. Tip number 1, use an instant cooling towel. Jack Allison, one of our members, says that he'll use an instant cooling towel for long days in the booth. Adding a little water to the towel activates it, keeps it cool for hours. And quite honestly, I never thought about that before. For me, I'm just usually the guy who's sucking it up and sweating in the booth. And for the past 5 years, Heidi and I were both just doing all our auditions and our sessions at the Atlanta Voiceover studio, where we both had our own 4x4 double-walled whisper rooms. They would get super hot. And I never used the built-in fan just because it wasn't worth it for me. Opening the door in between takes would be the main way that I would stay cool, and that would usually be in the second hour of the recording. For whatever reason, the first hour, it didn't really bother me that much. We kept the Atlanta Voiceover studio cool, and my booth was more interior, so it stayed a little bit more chilled than Heidi's. But Heidi's booth, whew, it's like a steam bath. She had hers next to the window, and even though the blinds were closed, the morning sun would still come in and heat that thing up. It was like a sauna. She'd just come out drenched. It's actually kind of funny. All right, tip number 2, use an ice pack and dehumidifier. One of our other VO Mentorship members, Albert Yu, takes an ice pack and a big cup of ice water in his booth for long sessions. He also uses a dehumidifier 30 minutes before getting into the booth to decrease the humidity of the air. Never thought about that either, even though we've got a big old dehumidifier down here. For more passive cooling, and you'll need to do this beforehand, try freezing water bottles if you don't have an ice pack. Outside of simply taking and dabbing a bottle on your face or neck or other areas, you could place it in front of a small fan outside the booth. Turn on the fan so it blows in the cool air. And of course, that's going to have to be in between takes. Tip number 3, you can use the fan if it comes with your booth, or if not, and you have a room, add a booster duct fan. Another one of our VO Mentorship members, Rob Everett, added a booster duct fan and hose to his PVC pipe booth and said it was a big help. Now, the fan that'll link advertises that it's low noise, but you're still going to probably have to use it in between takes. I'll link an upgraded version too if you're a little extra. Finally, tip number 4, and this is getting a little creative, and your roommates may look at you funny, or your spouse, but wear your swimsuit. This was an actual tip, and I'm kind of not hating it. In the hot summer months, look, there's no judgment here. You got to do what you got to do. Just make sure that the client isn't on Zoom or can see you. There are also cooling vests for sale, and that could help. And if all else fails, just remember to crank the AC down and chill out the place before you record. Then, at least it'll last for a little while. And of course, the main thing, can't forget this, continue to hydrate. If your voice can handle it, have 2 bottles to drink from, one at room temp and another one a little bit more chilled. I know cooling off your booth or your room isn't one of the sexy things to think about in VO, but it can be an issue. So if you have any ideas, how do you stay cool? Let us know in the comments. I'd love to hear it. Thankfully, now that I'm recording from home and I've got a room off to the side there with AC and a recording space, usually stays cool because we're in the basement and there's dirt all the way around, so this place stays relatively cool. I love it. Heidi, however, right behind the camera, she's in a 4x6 whisper room, so she has to deal with the heat a little bit more. But like I said, cranking that AC beforehand really helps. Coming up this Monday, somebody asked us about Source Connect and what do you do if you don't have it? Well, get it if you can. But if you're not booking enough yet, your finances won't allow it, and you just can't justify it, we'll help you figure it out with what we did. You do have options no matter where you are in the world. Till then, Atlanta Voiceover Studio and Pro Voiceover Training are here to equip, elevate, and inspire you in your voiceover journey, giving you the tools and resources you need to create the voiceover career you want. Remember, build your voiceover business. Think outside the box, and cheers to your success.
Have you spent a bunch of time going through voiceover training only to now feel lost and not sure what your next steps are?
Or maybe you had a little success and started booking some voiceover jobs feeling good, but then it died down a little, and now you're unsure about how to create that long and sustainable career.
Or wish you had a support group to inspire you, hold you accountable, and answer those ever-elusive industry questions that come up all the time.
Well, we've been in your shoes, having to try to figure it all out in pieces here and there. So that's why we want to introduce you to the Atlanta Voiceover Studio and ProVoiceOverTraining.com VO Mentorship membership.
I know, like you need another membership, right? Yeah, we totally get it. But listen, the right one can make all the difference in a business.
Yeah, the reason we wanted to do this was because so many people go through training, get demos, maybe learn about voiceover from video courses like our own, ProVoiceOverTraining.com, or other places to train.
But when it came to actually putting it into practice and building a business, it felt overwhelming, confusing, and for some, maybe you, paralyzing.
Yeah, we could have created a workshop or class for this and it would have been worth it, but we wanted a solution that was for talent, that was just more affordable, convenient, and valuable.
We also wanted to be right there with you, helping you along the way as much as we could.
So before we jump into what the monthly mentorship membership covers, let's talk about the extras first.
Members will get first access to sign up for Industry Pro workouts. These are virtual small group opportunities to read for agents, casting directors, or creative directors, receive their feedback, and get to know them better. And we only have 15 spots for each, so they fill up quickly.
And you get $20 off Industry Pro workouts as members. The mentorship membership is only $25 a month, so if you love doing the Industry Pro workouts anyway, the membership basically pays for itself.
And on top of the Industry Pro workouts, we'll also occasionally give members discounts to training and other offerings.
And those are just the bonuses. Each month you'll get
professional training modules. These are live Zooms we'll host monthly along with industry expert guests, and topics range from industry insights, business strategies, performance, and more.
A resource library, a collection of past Zoom sessions, scripts, audition prep guides, tech setup guides, and reference materials for different genres.
Toolkits. These are downloadable resources like vocal warm-ups, exercises, and script breakdowns to build a solid foundation in voiceover.
Plus, and this is a biggie, you'll have access to our private community message board where you can ask questions and get support. Now, we built out this membership to grow with you no matter where you are in your voiceover journey.
So we hope you'll join us. Take the next step toward a rewarding voiceover career with mentorship that grows with you. Join today for only $25 a month.